on AFL Live.
Draft League 2026 Round 2.
Live from
My Laundry.
Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Draft League 2026 Round 2 Weekly Wrapped. I'm your host Egg Boots, coming to you live from My Laundry. This week introduced the first buys of the season with the Lions, Baggers, Pies and Cats all taking the week off. Those buys definitely were the difference makers for some. T-Banks 91 scored a mere 337 points against Ducky Boys 971 points. This took Banksy from third place last round to right next to me at 10th place. This gave Dax his first win of the season. Ducky Boy originally drafted 5 Lions players, having to cull 4 of those, just leaving Hugh McCluggage injured on the bench. T-Banks had a whopping 10 players that didn't play and had only 2 players breach the 100-point mark, one being on his bench. One positive from Banksy's lineup was Max Gawn, who got the better of Luke Jackson, 127 to 72. Big Dog Harry continued his hot streak, claiming his second victory against Carbon Fibre, putting him second position on the ladder. Neither side had a massive score, only 3 players breaching the 100 mark, of which 2 were captains, so don't really count. Redmond screwed the pooch, scoring only 18 points before getting injured and being subbed out. Overall, a pretty low scoring round across the board with 34 for Farini, 49 for Saligo, 49 for Reeves. Only one player on both benches played due to injuries. Notably, Goulden was out with a shoulder injury. All right, Woodsy made his way from first place on the ladder down to 7th after a disappointing performance from a few players. Brody Grundy was the only player to crack 100 at 176. Heaney, who's typically the difference maker, didn't play due to injury. Tom CB was the second highest scorer with an impressive 1,115. Ziri was a standout at 152 at vice captain, bettering his captain selection of Sarong, who only scored 128 captain points. Pretty strong performance across the board from Bolton and Taranto being the standout for Tom's team. Very close round for Finny K and Triple LCF, LLLCF, however you want to say it, with Finny winning by only 57 points. Finny K is now top of the leaderboard, and Triple LCF has made his way from 4th to 8th. Finn selected Noble as his captain, which is a bit of an interesting move, considering Lockie Ash scored really highly. He was only 3 standard points away from Noble at captain's points. But after winning, I'm sure that won't keep him up tonight. Petrarca ended the night on a pretty soft 69 points after injuring his hamstring. Whether he'll be back to face the D's after the bye next week, time will tell. But either way, LLCF has got some magnets to move with the bye next week. Fresh out the oven, gave Jack Beeman a pretty nice tune-up with the round high score of 1,177. Beat Jack by a comfortable 241 points. Both captains scored pretty well. Sinclair scored 244 and Steele scored 276. Steele was the only captain to breach the 100-point mark, with the remaining players scoring an average of 65.7 points against fresh out the oven's average of 93.3 points. Lastly, Bob Saget proved a bit too hot to handle for myself, which led to my second loss for the season, and Jai's first win, beating me out by 87 points. The real difference maker was Sheasel, who scored 256 points against Anderson's 188. And there were a couple of average performances from Roberts, who scored 47 for the Hawks, and Riccardi, who scored 38 against the Saints, both teams losing. So I'm sure those scores didn't help. So overall, Finny K takes the chocolates, now leading the board, followed closely by Big Dog Harry and Ducky Boy. Our bottom three are in respective order: T Banks, myself, and Mr. Auto Draft Jack Beeman. So that concludes the roundup for this round 2 2026. Switching over to fresh out the oven for round 3. Thank you.